The end of Tennessee. A 4-phase collapse. Phase 1. The warning signs. The first cracks in Tennessee's world came quietly, disguised as odd weather and shifting skies. Spring rolled in with weeks of unnatural storms that battered the Smoky Mountains with relentless rain. Nashville, usually bustling with music and tourists, found its streets turning into shallow rivers. Farmers across West Tennessee watched their soil turn to mud, their crops drowned before they could rise. The Mississippi swelled, and towns like Memphis prepared their levees with nervous determination. But the warnings were more than rain. Seismologists recorded tremors along the new Madrid fault line, faint whispers of something larger beneath the ground. The air itself seemed heavy, as if holding its breath. Tennesseans, resilient as ever, pressed on. Church services continued. Guitars still strummed along Broadway, but the unease lingered like a shadow. Phase 2, shattered heartbeat. The day the ground tore open, Tennessee's identity fractured with it. Near Reelfoot Lake, a massive quake shook the land, greater than the historic tremors of 1811 to 1812. Bridges collapsed across the Mississippi, isolating Memphis. Highways buckled, splitting east from west. Nashville's skyline shivered as glass rained down from skyscrapers, the city's heartbeat drowned in sirens and chaos. But the destruction wasn't limited to structures. The quake cracked open gas lines and power grids. Explosions lit up neighborhoods, leaving the once vibrant cities in darkness. In Knoxville and Chattanooga, the mountains echoed with rock slides. Highways cut off like severed arteries. The volunteer state became an island within itself, each region forced into survival mode. Phase 3. Fire and exodus. With infrastructure crippled, Tennessee's famed warmth and community spirit was put to the ultimate test. Emergency broadcasts urged people to flee, but routes were gone. Memphis became a city of fire, its riverfront glowing as fuel depots ignited. Refugees tried crossing the Mississippi on makeshift rafts, but the swollen waters showed no mercy. Nashville's honky-tonks fell silent, their neon signs flickering out as food and clean water vanished. Churches turned into shelters, their pews filled with desperate families praying for deliverance. In the east, the Smoky Mountains became a refuge for thousands, their forests swallowing whole caravans of survivors. But even there, safety was an illusion. The quakes had stirred something deep, unleashing wildfires that raced through dry ridges, leaving the mountain air thick with smoke. The Great Smoky Mountains, once Tennessee's crown jewel, now burned like a funeral pyre. Phase 4. Silence in the valley. As weeks turned into months, the world beyond Tennessee crumbled too. Communication lines died, and the state slipped into silence. Small towns, once the backbone of Tennessee, faded into ghostly echoes. Murfreesboro's suburban sprawl became empty grids, its homes reclaimed by creeping weeds. In Memphis, the Beale Street Blues played no more, its musicians gone, their instruments left behind like relics. Nashville's Grand Ole Opry stood in ruin, its wooden halls cracked and leaning. The laughter and applause of generations silenced by the end. The final survivors gathered in scattered enclaves, their voices low, their eyes watching skies that never cleared. Lightning rolled endlessly above the Smokies, thunder shaking the bones of the land, as if Tennessee itself was crying out. And then came the quiet. The fires dimmed. The rivers slowed. The mountains, blackened and scarred, stood as tombstones over what had once been the volunteer state. Tennessee's story ended not with a bang of music or a blaze of glory, but with the stillness of a land too broken to sing.